What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. Why am I dressed up? Because it's Valentine's Day. Come on. Today I'm bringing you my top 10 Valentine's Day scents for this year. These are just suggestions. They are listed in an order, but that is order to my preference, so you can take them out of order however you wish based on what it is you desire. What defines a good Valentine's Day fragrance for me is something that is sweeter, darker, more rich, and not too strong as well. You don't want a beast mode fragrance, because whatever fragrance you have on for dinner or whatever the early evening celebrations are, as the night progresses and as it dries down, you want it to be something that's good to be close to. Who knows where the evening will end, but that's totally up to you, and make sure you have a fragrance that's going to help you with that and not get in the way. So we're going to jump right in. Number 10 is Chergui from Serge Lutens. This is actually a new acquisition of mine. I have another video that'll probably explain all of how I got this, but just to make it short, there's a great member of our community out there, Al. What's up, man? You're the man. This guy, we've been in touch for the past few days, and unlike anybody else that you might really meet in life, he has been gracious enough to gift me with multiple niche fragrances, bottles that I've never smelled, just to, I guess broaden my horizons and allow me to smell more. Al, I can't thank you enough, and I'll try to keep doing so in upcoming videos the more that we see the fragrances that you have so graciously given to me. This is one of them. I love this fragrance. I get a lot of tobacco and honey out of this, so it's sweet. There's a little bit of spiciness to it, but the main player in this fragrance, having on my hand here, is that hay note. Yeah, hay, like horses. When I first smelled it, I was like, why did they put hay in this? It was just a little different. It wasn't off-putting, but the more it started to dry down, the more I smelled it in the air. The hay really makes the character of this fragrance what it is. It adds this kind of like, not really herbal, but almost, it's really hard to describe. I really can't describe the hay note in this. You have to smell it yourself. See if you can get a sample of this. The dry down of this is especially beautiful for any romantic occasion, whether it's from across the table or next to each other. Anyway, moving on. That's number 10, Chergui from Serge Lutens. Number 9, a fragrance that is no stranger to anybody. I'm just gonna go right into it. CH Mint from Carolina Herrera. Kind of, definitely sweet, sugar, vanilla, leather. That's what you get out of this. I don't think anybody can really dislike this fragrance. It's nothing super special, but it is just, again, kind of undeniably pleasant. I love that about it, and I love that about any fragrances that I decide to wear. That's what I want them to be. You cannot go wrong with this. CH Mint from Carolina Herrera. At number 8, this fragrance is one of my all-time favorite fragrances, but the reason why it's only number 8 is because I think there are others that function a whole lot better for this occasion. Now, believe me when I say it is still a beautiful and romantic fragrance. It really can be. It's very masculine, has a certain softness to it, but there's others that I think just do it a little better. We're talking about John Varvatos Vintage. Tobacco, you get some rhubarb, there's cinnamon in here. You get some suede, just really, really nice to be next to. John Varvatos Vintage at number 8. Number 7, special fragrance that I don't talk about all that much anymore, but it functions really well for this occasion. And this fragrance gets compared to other fragrances that have similar note breakdowns, but this one is one of its own. This is Avant Garde from Lanvin. You get tobacco, you get honeycomb in here, and there's a heavy dose of cardamom. Yeah, just really, really gorgeous, kind of sweet, a little spicy. And like I said, there's tobacco in this. You're gonna see a lot more tobacco on this list. That is one of my favorite fragrance notes. I mentioned that in my Q&A tag video. You can check that out if you want. Just a really masculine and opulent note to have in a fragrance, and it does well with this one. That is Avant Garde by Lanvin at number 7. Number 6 is a fragrance I don't need to say much about. This is Pure Malt from Thierry Mugler. Kind of boozy chocolate vanilla with that patchouli vibe that's a little bit toned down in this one. Really a delicious scent. Don't spray too much and you will be good. Your significant other will love this coming off of your skin. Just get it. Pure malt from Thierry Mugler. My top 5. These were very, very hard to compile and to order because they're all heavy hitters for this occasion. So we're gonna go with number 5. I think this is one of the best fragrances that you can have for this particular day, for this occasion that you'll be spending with your loved one, if you're gonna be close to them. La Nuit de l'Homme from Yves Saint Laurent. You already know, cardamom, lavender, sensuality in a bottle. It really is, can't go wrong. That's all I need to say. La Nuit de l'Homme from Yves Saint Laurent. And number 5. Number 4 is a fragrance I don't have a bottle of, but I would like to get one at some point. I was deciding between this one and one of its counterparts. I decided to go with this because it's not so intense. You'll see. This is Valentine Uomo. This is just a sample. Hazelnut, chocolate, you get coffee bean in there. I think there's even leather. And it is just gorgeously sweet, chocolatey, a little bit floral, and the leather really does a lot for it. Reason why I chose this over the intense version, which I also do love and have a sample of because of what's in the name. It is a little bit too intense when things get a little bit closer. The leather note in that is amped up quite a bit and stays pretty present through the dry down, and I think it's really, really pleasant. Don't get me wrong, but it's not quite soft enough for my taste for a close quarters scent. I think this one is way more subtle and way more enjoyable and not so overpowering at all. That is Valentino Uomo at number 4. Number 3 is a fragrance I don't need to say much about either, because if you've been following my videos, you know what it is. I'm gonna give you a few seconds to just blurt it out. Just tell me what you think it is. Okay, I heard at least 7 of you say it right. Dolce & Gabbana is the one. Yet another tobacco-based fragrance, obviously. You can't go wrong. I don't know anyone who doesn't like this, especially up close. It's not super strong, so you can apply a little bit more, 4, maybe max 5 sprays on this one. It'll last you just fine for the evening, and it is great to cuddle up next to. Dolce & Gabbana, the one, at number 3. Number 2 is becoming one of my favorite fragrances of all time. It was hard for me to choose between number 2 and number 1 on this list, but I put this one at number 2 just because number 1 is something that is a little bit more exotic to my nose. It's also in the name, there's a hint. And something that I think is a little bit more unique. So number 2 is going to be Herod from Parfums de Marly. One of the best blended fragrances that I've ever smelled. You get cinnamon, there's tobacco, and you get some vanilla in here. It can be very, very present and masculine, but also it smooths down to be very, very sensual. Just check it out. Get a sample of it if you can. I think Ricky Canda is still decanting this. So that's going to be Parfums de Marly at number 2. So my number 1 fragrance, this is a new acquisition. It is not a full bottle, but I will be getting a decent sized decant very soon from another one of my friends here in the community, Mike Cure. What's up, man? He introduced me to this. If you don't already know by now, after seeing one of my recent videos, I'm going to tell you. We're talking about Velvet Exotic Leather from Dolce & Gabbana. Just a little sample, but like I said, I have more coming. This fragrance, like I said, the name of it tells you what it is. It is so exotic. I've never smelled a fragrance that smells like this. You get a pretty heavy dose of leather, but it's smooth. It's a smooth, smoky leather. It has some incense in there, but it's sweetened up and kind of livened up with some rum. It's a really beautiful combination, and there's also a pretty heavy aromatic nature to it from lavender, so it's still fresh. Sweet and rich and fresh. It will last on your skin the night. You'll be fine with that, but it doesn't project all that much. Really, really gorgeous scent. I can't wait to wear the heck out of it when I get a little bit more of it. So that is my number 1 Valentine's Day fragrance for this year. That is Velvet Exotic Leather from Dolce & Gabbana's Velvet line. That's all I want to talk about today, guys. Hopefully one of these fragrances, or maybe a few of them, appeal to you, and they can function as a good suggestion for what you might want to wear for that special day. Now, if you're not going to really do much special on that day, that's fine. I actually won't be myself. My girlfriend and I will not be together on that day because she lives on the other side of the country. So it's just going to be me. We'll probably have a little virtual date. But when she does get here, because she will be visiting soon, and we will be getting her impressions on some of my favorite fragrances very soon in a video. So subscribe and make sure you don't miss that. When she does come to visit, you know, maybe we'll celebrate Valentine's Day then, a few days late. Oh well, it's all love. Let me know what you're going to be wearing for Valentine's Day. Let me know what I missed. Give me some suggestions. Peace. I'll see you guys in the next one.